Hey everybody, I just briefly want to go over with you the new document that you guys were given. This is the bibliography and notes document. So from here on out, you guys are going to be spending most of your time using this document. Make sure that you do keep your old document handy. There are a lot of great resources in there, and you've done a lot of preliminary work in that topic proposal and research strategy guide to help you with your research along the way, whether it's looking back at some of your research questions or going back and seeing some of those who, what, where, when, why components to your project, or looking at those initial sources. So make sure that you do keep that. Here in the new document though, I want to go over a little bit with you. First of all, we are going to be adding something to this slide here, so I'll come back to that in just a second. But yesterday you should have seen that aside from the due dates, and we will have to adjust these from time to time, and the bibliography helper, which is packed full of great resources for how to create a good bibliography, then what you have is the starting point for actually having a bibliography. You have your page for primary sources here, another page for primary sources, you have a page for secondary sources, and another page for secondary sources. Now, obviously you can modify this and you can make copies of this as you go. We also have the famous bibliography matrix here, so those 8th graders who have done History Day before, you should be familiar with this. This is looking at a wide variety of types of resources that you guys are going to want to use and different sources that you will want to find to make your project as good as it can be, to really make it a full project with lots of intelligent resources, lots of digging into different things. So that is what's going to make a great project for you. We're going to come back to this slide a little bit later, but you will have to rewrite some of your research questions, some new ones as you start to uncover more about your topic. And then as we go, we will always be redeveloping our storyline, like how that story plays out. What is really going to go into that heart? What is that main idea? What is the main thing that happened that changed? And then you'll go into, obviously the following action, the resolution. You'll lead up with the setting the scene with the background, and then the rising action with the climb, with the build up. But this is a document. This part of your story should be ever evolving and changing. All right, now into the heart of it. Slide 10 is where your actual notes are going to start. So within each note page, there is the kind of note side on the left and then the sources on the right. So I know that this looks different from what you guys were using in the past. Still, it is a slide, so you are able to kind of move and shift slides around as you see fit, which is a nice feature of this, but it is giving you a little bit more guidance in terms of what kinds of notes to be taking. So be carefully paying attention to this section that is describing for you kind of what should go into the background, really what is the background. And so you have a couple of background slides, you have a couple specific things to be looking for those backgrounds. Now, remember, you can put the source information on the right, and you can use these slides as you see fit. So you obviously want to do a lot of slide, duplicate slide. So you're duplicating the slide before you're adding information to it so that you have more slides to work with later. So again, you're going to take notes here. Remember to use that sorting through the laundry method. As you come across information, you're going to use that information to decide where it goes rather than working top down. You don't want to do all of your background and then do all of your buildup. You really kind of want to find things within your sources as you are pulling them out. So we've got slides for background, buildup, heart, impact, change all throughout here. As I said, you will want to make sure that you're making duplicate slides as you go before you really start editing the document. And then we'll get to thesis statement much, much later. So I want to just forewarn you, it is here. You do not need to use it at this point in time. All right. So I said earlier that we were going to do something with this slide. I do want you guys to go ahead and edit this slide. The first 3 resources here, the links are actually not working for them. So what I'd like you to do, I put it in our Schoology page for today, is a direct link to where we were working yesterday with the citation builder here that you guys can use. So you have that as an option where you kind of fill in the blanks, or you have the do-it-yourself option, which I know some people prefer, where you're actually looking at typing up the title and the author and the copyright, publisher, all that in the right order, looking at examples to figure out where your commas go, where your periods go, what goes first. So either option is fine. As I said, I linked it already, so you guys just have to grab that link, and I'm going to have you just, whoops, that's my slide. I'm all over the place. I'm going to have you just add it here because it's possible that these other links might get fixed. But in the meantime, let's just go ahead and insert the link, and you could put the link in, and then I would just say bibliography citation helper, and you can add that there. Now, one neat document feature that we have here is that when you go into, say, your primary source, you have your bibliography helper right there. So those of you who are really your go-getters, I would suggest you insert that link in all of the places that you see it. So there's one on slide 4, and there's one on slide 5, and slide 6 and 7. So you can do that, or you can just make a copy each time as you go. But I would definitely do that so that you have that link available to you. And that's it. Please reach out if you have any questions. Today, your goal is to, number 1, you're going to make sure that that link is in your document. Number 2, you are going to be actually putting some citations here into your bibliography now that you have one. So my goal for today is that you have 3. And then last, you're going to go down to slide 10 or beyond. Maybe you got some information in your impact, and you're going to actually start using some of these note cards, taking some notes on the source that you found yesterday. All right, I'm really done now. Have a good day, guys.